Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Cosmoteer. Today we're going to be looking at how to build a mining laser ship. More importantly, a 45-degree mining laser ship. So after my yesterday's episode, Hosep went ahead and he looked at this ship, and then he went and he designed his own. Now we've seen very similar for this one, and we've seen it as a deck cannon. Now you would make the assumption that deck cannons with 120 crew also cost more, that a deck cannon ship should be able to beat a mining laser focused ship. This would be my assumption as well. But if you look at this and you see how it's all outlined, we spaced out each one of the mining lasers. I think we're going to actually change it a little bit, optimize it a little bit more. But when you look at this, you'll be highly surprised that the mining laser ship should and does, at least in all the tests that I've done, the mining laser ship should be able to beat this deck cannon ship. And I think some part of the reasons why are the deck cannon ship, every single time it fires, you have a delay. So what happens is every single time a deck cannon fires, you notice that each time, each one of your guys, all the people around, see how they pause for a second. So you're actually losing some damage on there. Where even though these mining lasers don't seem like they do too much damage, it's a constant base of fire, so you can see they're constantly firing, and they can constantly focus on certain parts to do damage to actually rip apart the ship. Now the other thing about this ship as well, and I know some people might hint on it or see it, is you notice there's no heavy lasers on this ship. And the main reason why, Galbatorox, yo, join the mining laser gang. Welcome, Galbatorox. The main reason why there's not heavy lasers on the ship is so that the AI doesn't focus on it. So you notice the AI always focuses heavy shields. You see right here, if I select this other ship, the cannon ship is trying to aim at this right here, the large shield generator. And then this next focus is to focus on smaller shields. If there was a heavy laser here, the AI decides to target the heavy laser because it's a bigger threat over shields. So that's why I have small lasers over here, 2 small lasers instead of a heavy laser. Heavy lasers are more efficient, heavy lasers do more damage, but I want the AI not to focus on my lasers or my disruptors, because the disruptors and lasers are just to peel off shields. And you can see right here, this mining laser ship completely blew away and defeated this deck cannon ship. Now to even make this even more interesting, is you would also assume that the 6 cannon deck cannon ship with a little bit extra armor on it should be able to completely wipe out this mining laser ship. And what's even more interesting is this mining laser ship also beats the 6 cannon ship, because you can see right here the hyper focus. So each one of the mining lasers, they're focusing, and even though it's a tiny bit of damage, that tiny bit of damage with the focuses, you can see right here that peels off both those deck cannons. Now the sad part is when you're using mining lasers on an active ship, I wish it would actually cause explosions, so blow up the actual reactor or blow up the actual ammo. That would be nice. Like on an active ship, if mining lasers are used offensively like how they're being used right now, that it should cause explosions, but it doesn't. It would be nice if you could, if the developer would take that into account. But you can see right here, this mining laser ship is completely peeling away all the armor, peeling away all the actual damage, where this other ship, even though it's sustaining damage, it costs less, has less crew. That's true, Galbatorox, just like you say, it's on purpose. Mining lasers are not fully meant to be offensive like I'm using them right now. But this is what we're going to be building in the energy type of, is we're going to work our way to these and then make multiple, maybe it might be this one, it might be other ones, and build them out to be more efficient. So we're basically, the episode's going to be all energy weapons. Mining lasers might be the hyper focus because I kind of like the deck cannon mining lasers. And you see here, just completely peeled away the ship and sustained very light amount of damage. So I really thank Hosep for giving me these ideas, because I love the placement of the weapons and they're behind and everything like this. We're gonna go back to this one over here. Now this one, you can see right here, costs so much more, has so much more crew, but this was just an example to give people ideas. But you can see this one does win because it costs so much more and has so many more mining lasers on it. But the idea, the concept is you can stack 3 and 3 and 3 and 3, and you can see they're all hitting where they need to hit. And then the front has to be completely redesigned. This front right here is actually a very, very powerful front, even without the mining lasers. But with these mining lasers in the back, you really have this very interesting type of ships. And you see right here, it just literally wiped out all the armor, wiped out this section right here, and then it's hyper-focused and wiped that out. And then that's basically where the ship is lost, because it already lost its command, so it's not flying anymore. It's still attacking, but it's not moving. But we're going to be working more on this one right here. But I love the ideas that Hosam gave me from this one, because you can see crew-wise, feel all this. I actually might want to work on this one because I like this design, but I want to put a different front on it. And the main reason I want to put a different front on it is this design helps protect it a lot, but I don't like this extra point. This point helps with the deck cannons, with the angles that it was shooting at, so it live longer. But this right here makes it so it doesn't fly around other ships very well. So it has a problem. So if I was going to redesign this ship, I'd wipe this out, smooth this out, maybe make it wider or bigger, or add even more. Because you see, I don't have those deck cannons anymore, and without the deck cannons, you just have the mining lasers in the back. And then add more speed to this. And then this, I don't even know how many crew is in here. There's 24 crew, so 24 crew for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 24 crew for 8 of these. 8 minus 24, so there's actually 16. So 16 people are here for that, plus you have another 2, so 18. Are they 18 crews just for these mining lasers? Is that what it is? Oh no, those are just for the thrusters. Honestly, you don't need to do that. What if you did it even less? Alright, we're just gonna work on this one because this one seems kind of fun. I'm gonna wipe off these two and make them less crew, and then we'll take these ones right here, and these guys can support this. We'll see if that still works. 16 people for all of those. There's 8, so there's 2 per each one. And then what would be nicer is if they can get to these back ones a little bit quicker. So if we space this out one more, well, let's just see if this works. We peel off 4 more crew members. Save this ship. We're gonna do 1.1. And we're gonna rip that one off. We're gonna do this one. Okay, so 1.1, this one has 4 less crew on it. I wanna see if this works. 4 less crew. Will it run out of energy? And honestly, you could probably fix the front. So we have some blue members here. What I'm looking at is in between the lines right here. So you see right here, 4 blue members, almost 5, sitting there doing near nothing because that side's not being attacked, but they're probably dedicated. I haven't seen any power outages in the back, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm liking this backward thrust here. Okay, so peeling off those 2 extra crew members totally didn't affect it too much. These blue guys up here are enough, and then those guys are just enough for that, for the shields. Because you want enough so that as soon as the shields get attacked, they come out and they start giving the shields. And I've seen each side when they take damage, the guys come out to do it. They're supporting the weapon systems fine, point defenses. I almost want to, I guess the 2 per 2 for each one of those point defenses are fine, and there's 2 people back here for those point defenses. And this ship still won even with 4 less crew. We had no problems with any of the back energy or the back thrusters, so we could probably even change this even more. I don't like all the lasers, I can't see what I'm doing with all that there. Let's redo this. Okay, so 1.1. I want to see, can we add more thrust to this? Okay, we're actually down to 2. So we just really 1 control room. With all this, you can actually add 2 small thrusters, but that'd be kind of silly. You can add 2 small. would be here. And that would be kind of hard, and I would do that one. I guess not. Huh. This is the max for the control. This is the kind of ships that I like to build when Hostess helping to build and design them. It's literally just one control room, not a bridge, and to design the ship to be effective with just a single control room. And then a 45-degree angle. Somebody mentioned just not too long ago if I'm going to do a 45-degree challenge, which actually sounds kind of fun too. It's like the entire game, just play 45-degree ships only. I mainly always play with 45-degree ships, so. But what I want to do here is I want to rip this off and round this off some way and see if this ship is still effective. This will reduce its weight, but also messed up some of this, didn't I? I guess it's still semi-layer stacked. This should move down one like that. And then this is up, that's a double piece. Okay. And then I want to round this out some way because I don't want it so pointy heavy. Gives it a little bit more maneuverability. This should change it because we don't have the deck cannons in the back. Probably broke it. We'll see. I want to round it out more. I don't like this shape. 1.1, 1.2. And I also wanted to fix this back here some way by moving this all back. I mean, it doesn't need fixing, but I like walkways in here. Sees it down. I just feel like this is a little bit slower. We're gonna have to swarm it. So let's do one more test here and see if it messed up the armor on it. So this is mining laser, mining laser. Oh, I didn't pull a 1.2. 1.2. Okay, 1.2 has a smaller head, but should be able to move around a little bit better. But I can see we have a smaller head, not doing so good in the middle. So we won't be able to reduce the head the way that I want. Alright. That's fine. We'll keep the head there for now. What we are going to do now, though, is we're going to take swarming method, and we're going to take a bunch of swarmers. I want to see if we can start beating two of these side by side. So two 1.5s. This would be the goal. So two of these ships right here, they definitely do a lot of damage even without the mining lasers. And you can see over here, you hit from a totally different angle. But this is what I'm expecting to happen, is a sweep behind. And right here, there's no protection. So this right here needs to be fixed in the back. This is what will happen in the game. It's the explosion point, explosion point. So the first part that needs to be fixed is this right here. Is the armor placement right here in the back. So this needs at least double pieces, and we'll probably even need more protection than just this. Double, 1, 1. Separate these, and then need a single point, and then double up this armor here with a 3-year. Alright, adds more protection there for the back. It's probably going to focus on something else, so let's see what it does. We're going to overwrite 1.2. Put it right here. Let's see what 1.2 does. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what Gabatorix says. It's true! Well, it's semi-broken with how it flies sometimes. But I mean... It's interesting. Alright, the AI is now going to shoot at engine room. That's fine. Okay, and then it's shooting at this, it's spinning around. Okay, it semi-targeted this, and now it's going back to the engine rooms. And so now they target this again. So there's barely enough armor there But then that's still the explosion point. Okay. But what we did find out here is these engine rooms, the AI decides to target these. So we do need to cover these somehow a little bit better. I don't want to add too much weight though. And then this could technically... or reverse it the other way. And this can be a tour. Alright. Do 1.3. I don't like the armor placement for these, but I just want to see where the AI is going to start shooting next. I think they're still going to target the engine rooms, as this one swings around like that's how it's designed to do it. Obviously we took out that shield, so right there. So even though I added all the extra protection, now what's happening here is they're shooting right here. So we gotta fix this. Another tour there. Save it over 1.3 again and do this again. See what they target next. Not doing the swinging, but we at least can see what they shoot at from when they do slowly. So now that this one's facing its back. So it hits here, that's still armored. This is still armored. Still doing a ton of damage, but at least it's protecting long enough to do some. I don't want to add too much protection in the back, because usually you don't want to face your back to the other ships anyways. But I think that should be the bare minimum for the back cover for this spec. Oh, I don't like this part right here. So this reverse thrust should change. I know the larger thruster definitely gives you more power, but when you're doing back thrust, you need quick maneuverability. And see, this protected better. You see now it's angling different, so protect long enough. And then the AI is just shooting at these mining lasers. They're still trying to target that reactor. The reactor didn't blow yet, so that's going to be what I'm expecting it to do. It's okay to lose that mining laser. And this one's out of power. This one should have another door on the outer side. Okay, we're gonna fix a couple things here, but I'm liking what I'm seeing where the damage is being placed. So as long as it's rotating and moving, which is what you'll be doing in the game, you don't lose the back as quickly. But the first thing I want to fix here is this door over here. So this right here needs that. So in case they blow up this, which it does happen, it says a door that has access. And this I'm going to cover it out too, so they have multiple paths to it. And then this can still be blank space, okay. I kind of want to put airlocks in the back actually too. And then we got airlocks in the back, airlocks in the front there, airlocks in the back. Okay, that's looking better. And then what I want to change is these. So maneuverability, anytime you have backwards thrust, large thrusters facing backwards on a diagonal ship actually slows it down a lot. So what you do is instead you do it this way. This gives it more maneuverability. It doesn't give it as much power backwards, but you're not trying to fly backwards. You're trying to do quick maneuverability, and this will help better with that. Then you also get 6 more points. So then we save this as 1.4. And we'll see how this does now. We should expect it to turn quicker and actually maneuver better now. Instead of the large thrusters, the huge thrusters, you have large thrusters. They're better for maneuverability and turning. And so the ship will now flies completely different. Instead of large thrusters, it now has instead of huge thrusters, large thrusters with also a standard one, which gives it more turning abilities. You can see it's turning differently. I don't expect it to win versus this one. It doesn't have the burst damage. It has good sustain. And then that right there is barely enough, you see, to open up this. And now it's fighting at this side. It's still aiming at this. Still lost that part. But that gave us enough for the cover of this. What's a better example for swarming is we take some of these. 3 of these guys. Now if I can take on 3 of these guys, then the ship would be fairly decent. Now that we've covered this armor, I feel like I need to add a tiny bit more armor right here. I can technically add a 3-piece right there. And see right here, this angle right here is not good, but they still have armor protecting. They're aiming at these shields because the lasers, AI. Still got one. It's gonna turn and rotate now. This guy's gonna hit this side, but this is down because they can wipe these shields out. He's already hitting the reactor, and you think he's gonna take the reactor out. The AI's aiming at something strange. But this should be 2 separate ships, so if we put the command in the back, because it makes more sense now to put this back here because there's a reactor that supports it. That way, even if you lose a front, and the back still actually functions. It has no forward thrust though. We need to redesign the front head. Give it a little bit more shield, which we did rip off some of the huge thrusters, so we have 6 more points. How much does this shield cost? It costs 3, so we can add 2 small shields to the front, which will definitely help. So what I want to do here is redesign the frontal head. So this is covering, this is covering, this is covering. This should move up, and then this should or move everything down 2, and then put the second shield here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So take this, and this, and all this, and armor 2, and that for right now. And we're going to cut it, and we're going to move it down 1-2 spots. And then this needs to be a secondary shield. And then wipe this off. Extra door. And these need to be filled back in. This can just be straight armor. This is redesigned a little bit different. Now I can fill in armor here as well. Is that a single piece? Okay, double piece, single piece, funny looking armor. Make this a 3-er. Okay. Looks kind of silly and funny, but what should happen here is it needs to be like that. And then that has a door in, like this. Okay, now we added more shields to the front, which should help protect this a little bit better. The angles are going to be funny. This can actually expand out now that this angle is different, so this can be a little bit bigger and wider because of what we just did. I need to also make sure I didn't break all the dedications. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I moved all the lasers, I'm pretty sure these were probably for these as well. Engine rooms, command, okay. Double check this. 1.5. See if we broke the whole ship. Oh, totally broke the whole ship. Why is there nobody there for those two? Probably because of these guys. Double it up. Where's the other white ones? White. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4 for there. Who's commanding the 2 lasers? 4. Okay, that's the 4. 4. That's the 4. Okay. Yep. Save this ship. There you go. Now everybody's piloted. Everything's moved. Much better projection for that. I gotta check the angles on this. So the armor can move out 1 whole square for here. Can you see the angles? That will cover this a little bit better. That shield's protecting that shield. That one took damage. I can also expand out the armor a little bit more for this one right here. So this can go up. Took out 2, and then it's going to take out the 3rd one right here too. These back ones. No critical back ones. You barely ran out of. So it looks like 16 mine lasers for 1 large this, plus with these crew members. And you see these white guys right here? I want to take into account how many of these white guys are standing around, because I bet you we can even reduce the crew even more, which will help us with our shipbuilding. So let's restart this and let's fix the armor in the front real quick. So this right here, I want to fix this, and I want to make this another bigger. And then this can be, there should be a tour. And then it has a weird angle that way. We'll see. We'll see if that blocks it. This even can be bigger too. So what I mean by this is this can go out at least 1 more square. So it can be like this. So that way the angles can go. I know I made it a little bit fatter, but that's okay. And then that's kind of weird, but we're going to live with it for right now and see if they can still shoot out. And then we're going to watch the crew in the back. 4.6. We might need to go back to 1.5, but we're checking right here. I know we're increasing the cost. See where the AI shoots. So it's still shooting at this, which is what we wanted to do. Took out 1. This is still nicely heavy protected. I like how the extra armor there gives it just a little bit more. So the large shield has its turn, because the large shield is now hitting. And then it gives them time to put up the large shield. The large shield's back up again. Wiped out the second ship. Alright, I didn't even look at the back. So we got 1, 2, 2, and 2. So if there's 24, we only need back there 22 guys. Ish. Because there was 2 guys standing around. Now there's only 1 guy standing around there and 1 guy standing around there. So 22 with 8 and 8 and 16 minor lasers. Looks like it can be the bare minimum. Because I saw only 2 guys sitting here, 2 guys sitting here. Now they did go out every now and then, but it looks like 22 it could work almost near the same. So 22. Instead of 4, there'll be 3 plus 2 more. Let's see how that all fits. So the math I was doing right here is 3 of these, which would make 3 of these plus 1, 2. It just doesn't fit the same. To minus 4 more crew, so you did 1, 2, and plus you'd have to fit 2 more. 2 more. Plus 2 more. And all you're really saving is 4 more crew members, which would take this just down to 100 crew. So, what I'm saying to do is you could do this. You could do... Well, before I do that. Okay. Saying is you could do something like this. 1, 2, and then plus a third one. And then I think it's 2 of these. Right? 6, 12, 16. I can't do math, can I? 16, 18, 22. No, it's not 16, it's 18. 18, 20, 22. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then this would be, and then you can add another door here. That frees that up. And then they got back ways and walkways. Yeah, can't do math anymore, Mark Harris. Alright. Then here, here. And like that. There we go. There we go. 100 cruise ship. 7. All right. Now that should make it work. We'll make sure that every single white guy's out and then we don't losing from there. Took out one. There's a second one being hit. I know they just cut this off. They cut this off. But I don't see the mining laser still acting near the same, with just 22 crew members instead of 24 back in the back for each side. And we still have some crew members even standing around. We probably could wipe off another 2. I think I can wipe off another 2. No, they're all moving again. We want it to be optimized so they're constantly firing. So I don't see any crew members sitting here, and I don't see any crew members sitting here. And they're now all firing, and then this one ran out of power once. Yeah. I think 22 is gonna be the exact amount you want with the spacing, how the mining lasers are all spaced out to work this way. And then we gave it multiple paths in case we lose some of the lasers so that they can get to them as needed. But that worked out good for a quick swarming test. We're going to put in another swarmer in here again. We'll do 4 and see if it can take on 4 of these guys. I don't think it can, not without fixing more of this armor. Something's got to be fixed here. This is a huge weak point when you have swarmers hitting from all these different angles. So right here, there's too many angles shooting at it with too many disruptors, because you had disruptors and heavy lasers hitting you from all these different angles. It's too much of a weak point. I don't think it can take on 4 by itself. Still got 1 ship out of the 4. But you see right here, this is a huge weak point. But the AI is not shooting it. The AI is still targeting this over this, which is kind of funny. Yeah, 4 of those guys is a little bit too much. But if we could fix this... What if we moved 1 shield up? That way it layer stacks it a little bit better. What if we were to do this? I don't think that's a good idea, but we're gonna do it anyways. I just want to see what it does. 1.8. Did I save it in the wrong spot? I sure did. What was it? Concept something? Now the layer stacked a little bit better for the shield wise, but then I have less armor for it, which could cause it to do not as good. Oh, when I moved it, I messed the dedications up. Gotta redo that. Put it here. Well, 1.8 with the new dedications. Yeah, I forgot to put the dedications in there for that one, and then also check to see if this is dedicated. It's not, okay. Now they should actually power those shields as needed. Hitting from this side to blow this one up. Doors one square too far. So it didn't actually add better protection, it actually worsened the protection on it. I just saw because there's not that extra armor. So we're gonna go back to 1.7. That door's in the right place, that door's in the right place. So 1.7 is good, we don't get rid of 1.8. This right here, I don't like this shape. So we had to redesign this shape so it has less sketching. That's what we're gonna fix next. Yeah, 4 is too many, as you can see. Take this back down to 3, make sure it still performs with 3. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna fix this. We don't need double armor. What we need is single armor. Just to give it... And then we'll fix the points that are weak. So we add less weight. See right here, it adds more points back in. And then we'll rotate this way, and rotate this back this way. That should be enough. And then this right here, we're actually gonna pull it in. Cover that up. If you close the back, you don't need point defenses anymore there. Oh, that is a good point. Like to get in mining laser range and hovers right at the edge despite plenty of threats to get closer. Thank you both for the information. Thank you Squido Ameno, and thank you Rakadostrag for the information. Yeah, I don't need these point defenses anymore. I'm closing this up. Which gives me 12 more points. Ah. And then we can put point defenses. We'll think about this some more. I move this one. And then add a frame here to attach it. And then fix this here. Let's see if we broke it. Save over 1.8. Thank you for both the feedback and information. Yeah, a lot of times the AI likes to hover outside of the mining laser range. But it also depends on... I mean, they're pretty close. I want to see if they hit here. The ship needs to get closer. Probably should change the attack defaults on it. Blow up this part. Engine room's still safe. Yeah, if only if it gets closer, but obviously I'd be controlling the ship when it comes to the game, And once you're in range of the mining lasers, they do a decent amount of damage of ripping that apart. I just lost that part. Interesting. See if we broke it enough. It's thrusts. We need to change the attack default, so we're going to do that right now. PWIP 3. Pull this one in. Its attack defaults are very close. Either way. Save attack defaults and see if we break it. And then, now that we have saved the attack defaults to be closer, change this 1.9. Let's see if that fixes the mining laser range thing. So, see how it's closer now? So my attack defaults are now to get right up in their face. Which also doesn't make the AI switch targets, because you see when it switched targets every single time another ship got closer. And so what this should do is, now that you're close enough, it should blow that ship apart, which it did. The AI is shooting at armor. And it should switch targets by now, which it's doing now. And then this AI is now shooting at this part instead of the back part, but it could easily switch if it faces its back too much to it. So this right here on the second laser. Okay, now the AI is shooting at something weird. But it beat that one, and then what it should do is now rotate behind. It didn't rotate fast enough. I want the attack defaults to be this, but I want it to be a little bit further back. So what I mean by that is we'll take this ship, take 1.9, do this again. I'm gonna hit the T key and I'm gonna slowly rotate. I just want it a little bit further back. We're gonna save the attack defaults for that. Resave the ship. Then reload it back in. So now the attack defaults, all I did was drag it back just a hair, just so we're not that close to the other ship. Close, but not that close, so it's still going to try to use the reverse thrust. And we went back up just a hair more, so the attack default's a little bit further back. The mining lasers can do what they need to do. Alright, this ship is technically gone. But that you up there because that's still a weak point, and I know it is when being attacked from these angles, because this is still a weak point. I'm wondering if I can move this large shield one more square up and add a little bit more armor. No, it still works. That works there. This works here. The extra shields do work still. And now switching targets. The back still weak right there. And I blew that up. Even just a small little ship like this gets behind you and you can lose your ship from the back. Need a tiny bit more armor in the back. Specifically around here and here. So this needs a little bit more armor. Smooth that out, and then this is the double one, which this also needs a little bit more armor. And then smooth this out. Bueno. Try this again. Still weak point from the angles they're hitting at. See, it's a direct angle to hit this and blow this up. That ship's gone. This should already start changing directions, but it didn't. I wish you would do that. Just clear everything off real quick. This looks funny. But this is more than enough armor, it looks like, for the boosters, because they're not attacking that, they're attacking this. back armor is gonna be okay now that these both guys are back. Well, not okay. It looks like we still need to fix a few things. Like right there. I'm liking the back armor the way it is right now. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna face it versus this one again. And see how much we fixed and or broke. This one has far more lasers on it and disruptors. This one has 2 disruptors, 2 small lasers, and then a whole bunch of mining lasers on it. Shield, and then this shield protects that part. This shield barely protects this part. And they hit that. And then they go for the front, which has no protection right down the middle. It did wipe out most of the lasers in the front of this one. We can't get past all the extra mining lasers in this one. But this ship is more than double the crew and 1.3 million. Where this ship only costs 100 million. I mean 100 crew and 892,000. So cost-wise in the game, 2 of these guys for the same crew. I know the cost of the ship is far more expensive, but when you have the 2 of these guys, this is what was going to look like, and I want to see if they actually ram into each other, because this is a little bit iffy. But what I want to see is how did 2 of these guys face one of these? Especially with the attack defaults that close. Forcing the AI to go back and forth like this. It's a little close. I prefer it to be near the edge of the mining laser. So what I prefer to do, take 2.0. Let's reset the attack defaults, but be on the edge. So if I were to come here and select this guy, what is the edge in the mining laser range? That's the edge. Let's just reset the attack defaults. Reset attack defaults. Repair ship. Save ship 2.1. 2.0 has the closer attack range. This one has the farther attack range. We're going to take 2.1. How does this do versus a Polaris? An AI battle. I know I can just select them and fly them myself, but how does this fly versus this? Are they gonna ram into each other? Okay, so they can easily swing. Point defenses are taking out most of the missiles on the front. Okay. Next, the handles it not bad. This one's tanking with the point defenses. I know they're running out of energy, but they're not just designed as extra backup, and it still defeated the Polaris with 2 of them, sustaining very minimum damage. That's interesting. What happens if I were to take 3 of these? And we go face it versus Archimedes. Built-in ships. Come over here to Imperium Combat. Let's take one of these. See how this does. Now we got nukes and other things coming at it. I want to see if they get stuck on each other. So that's good how that swings. I like it the swing. And you see how the nukes, somebody wants to ask, well, how do you not get hit by nukes? Is you move fast enough so the nukes don't ever get a chance to fire at you. This ship still blew up because of nukes from this side, but all these ones over here, you see right here, if the nukes ram into its own self-ship, then they don't hit you. So as long as you're rotating or moving out of the way and you're fast enough, it's kind of the best defense firsted. Now the thing the mining lasers I can already tell is lacking is it doesn't have the burst damage. It's got decent damage as long as the lasers are still hitting in the same spot and you're hyper focused. You see right here it drills through certain spots as you're actually aiming at them. So when you're controlling the ship and you're targeting specific points, the mining lasers do good damage. See how it's doing good damage? But it's only good when you're targeting. When the AI is doing it, it doesn't do as good. But I can already see 3 of these ships can take out our Archimedes because we just took out the main one. And we only lost 1. So that's actually really, really good. Let's go first this. I want to see what happens here. The ANZU. Now the ANZU, it does have lots of weak points in the back and not. But if you ever stay in the front like this, with the ion beams coming at you, that's the downside of the ion beams. Unless your ship is facing toward it compared to the mining lasers, you know the mining lasers are deck mining lasers. Look how the mining lasers can hit everything. Yeah, mining lasers also miss out on secondary explosion damage. They don't blow up reactors or nuke storage. This is correct. But their advantage is you can see they can hit from all the different angles, where this one has tons of ion beams, but unless I stay within its range in the front, the ion beams do good damage, but unless it gets hooked in like this, if I can get out of this area, then you see it took out half the ship, but it's not hitting anymore. Or mining lasers, you can see right here from all these different angles, and as long as I don't stay right in front of the ship, I can slowly mine it away. See, there's no explosion for the boom for the reactor, which I wish it did. But 3 of these ships are actually quite good, and this is only 300 crew, 100 crew per ship. And the cost range is still cheap enough. And the nice thing is, whenever we're trying to scrap other ships, you can look how fast you can literally delete other ships by mining it away. It's doing way better than I expected for mining lasers. So for those that have never experienced the mining lasers, or they've seen the patch with the new patches where mining lasers can actually mine while you're moving, that's actually really good. And all 3 ships lived. Compared to deck cannons. So if you're using deck cannons, I always had problems trying to find sulfur. So that's actually really good. And this, no, that's not 7 million. That's really good versus these type of ships. Now, one ship that I know will probably win versus all the time is not the Archimedes. Where's the other one that's really annoying? This one right here. The Atropos. The Atropos is way worse than the Archimedes because it has so many more nukes and it's so much more protected. And you see right here, it just deleted one ship because of all the nukes. But this ship is so much more deadly than the Archimedes, which came not too long ago in one of the patch builds. But you see right here, you see all the nukes, you see how it's turning? Maneuverability. Nukes are definitely super powerful, but if you can move and your ship can constantly rotate around another ship, you see how they're landing on the outsides and not on the insides? But you see how much more deadly this Artopos is? Building a ship that can, or building 3 ships, or however you want to do it, that can take on an Atropos, this is where you know you're building a good ship versus a nuke ship. Because this ship has so many nukes and it's got these small missiles on the back. This ship right here, because everything's on the inner. The bridge is in the middle. This is in the middle, and it's protected by all these small shields. And the problem is if you stay at this angle, like this, if you take this ship and you stay at this angle or this angle, all the nukes can land on you if you're trying to stay at the angle. So you do want to get behind here and hit from here. And it looks like looks like the AI is doing silly things. If the AI keeps doing silly things, then this ship right here, it deleted all of most of the boosters on this side, so the ship's flying funny. But the nice thing about the mining lasers is it doesn't require any resources. It don't ever run out of sulfur. I don't ever run out of any projectile weapons. So right here, the Artropos, it ran out of nukes. He only has one nuke pod here, right here. So in actuality, this is still a win. Because no matter what, this ship is not going to fire anymore because of dedication. I know there's still nukes in here, but it already deleted those ones. So I see if we speed this up, the Atropos has no way to win. Or the mining lasers will eventually delete the ship. That was another thing. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting Atropos to win, personally. But you see, it ran out of ammo, which is the nice thing about mining lasers. You never run out of ammo. You just run out of energy. And you can see, it deleted it. Took a long time, but you can still win. So that's interesting. All right, the next test is, can you beat one of these? I'm thinking that this, with all the deck cannons and its ramming capability, that this monolith ship, which is what we were experiencing in Grand Admiral, see, it comes in here, hooks this ship, and if these ships get caught, all of them, this, whatever the name of it is, Cosmoteer, some other language that I can't speak, but it might stand a chance. I mean, if they can stay behind long enough. No burst damage. Mining lasers do not have burst damage, but they do have sustained damage. Focus sustained damage if you're targeting that way. And then this other ship's gonna get deleted. This ship right here flies at 86, 87. I'm looking at the speed right here, 85. It went 87 when all thrusters, but you see it's trying to fly at an angle. Not fast enough to engage fast enough, which is where the other ship would come into play. So that's why I was trying to design a different ship that could go faster, but I'm liking this one a lot. I know I'd still have 12 extra command points, so I'm gonna have to think of what to put with that one. But the other test I want to see is this other ship I built. Is it fast enough to catch up with it? This one I'm still working on. It's not even close to done. Wait, why did everything... Oh, because I changed the name. Wrong way. 2.7. Get rid of 1.3. 2.7. 2.7. 3 of these. Can 3 of these take on one of those? Or is it even fast enough? Still working on it. Still work in progress. We're going to keep building it as we keep playing energy-only weapons. But what I want to see is when this ship rams one of these, is this ship have enough uptake to get into position? So let's see, this one's ramming. And this guy's still staying semi in range, but no, he lost range already. They're not fast enough. Even though it's going 86 or some, it's not fast enough. So this ship needs more speed, or the other ship needs more speed. So when we get to the level 18 area, because it's a level 18 ship, we need to be fast enough to get behind, to stay behind, because this ship is going to take this other ship and it's going to ram it, and then this ship is not fast enough to stay on the back to get all this movement. So that's the end goal, is to design a ship that can be fast enough to catch up to it. Yeah, even 3 of these don't count versus this one. We don't have the burst damage to hit through all this. Modular engines. So modular engines, my biggest concern and problem with modular engines is the fact that you can't provide any armor in the back. You can add shields. So if we come over here and we take, where did I put it? Maybe it's a collider. Here. So if we take one of these, and I know Dwayne Wayne made this one. Modular engines, just like how you're thinking right there, Rakdos Drac. These right here, because of the way that the modular engines are, you see right here, the booster thrust goes so far back, even if you put the thing design all the way up here, you can't ever add armor on the back of it. Which, yes, it goes fast when it takes a long uptick to go, but you can only cover them with shields, like large shields or small shields, to cover them up. And so honestly, these are huge weak points. They're great for ramming ships, but anytime you put these on, you're exposing your ship to heavy damage. Like you see this ship right here, it doesn't have any of the modular engines on it. This is the way they can cover all their back. So if you were playing with railguns or anything like that, you destroy the shield, and then this is a huge explosion point. Take this, blow this all the way up, and most of the time when people have these modular engines here, they normally have a reactor next to it too as well. So once you take out the modular engines, you take out the reactor, and boom, the whole ship goes boom. But aside from that, they're cool. They make you go fast after the uptake and long flying forward, but after that it's easy explodes and boom. And so I don't play with them as often, mainly for that reason, because the only way to cover them up is with shields or something else. But they are cool. They definitely add a whole nother dynamic to the game because you can make bigger ships go faster. Another ship that is really good to showcase in that game, I don't even remember if it has it or not. I think it's an Imperium one. There's this Imperium one that they made, which was really nasty. It was in one of the patch builds that I put out. I don't know if it's this one or not. No, it's not that one. It's like a triangle. Maybe it cost a lot less. It wasn't a Harpy. Might just have to go look at the patch again and go look for it. I thought it was an Imperium ship. It's a triangle, and it has a whole bunch of... Is it the Griffin? No. I'm thinking outside the box. But it's a ship, and then if you put on the modular engines on a diagonal ship, that's actually a diagonal ship is kind of nice to have them on it. You see this ship doesn't even stand a chance against this. But this is level 18 stuff. Like this is endgame. I still have to build the ship better to do that. It was just going to be a while. It's really hard to design a ship that's a laser ship only that can take on something like this with this many deck cannons, and it's a ramming ship as well. So it's a little... I gotta think of that one some more. We'll think of it some more. We'll come back here. We'll keep working on the 1 point... name. 2.0. The nice thing about 2.0 is I bet it can... And this is the other ship I want to actually test it against. Booster ship. Now this one's got 4 deck cannons, a ton of shields. Can this ship beat this ship? I'm thinking it might. I'm liking the maneuverability on this. I like the back thrusters in the middle here. I wonder if we can change it to another large thruster instead of a standard. I'm liking the double shields here. We can actually even add more shields in the front too. What if this were to face inward and then these were to face upward like this? Then we could fix the head armor a little bit better. Yeah, I didn't think it would win. This ship has so much shields in the front. Which is the nice part is, now that we've gotten rid of those point defenses facing backwards, we can fix this. If this were to move here, and this were to... and then put these people back in here. With this many shields, it's gotta be different. It's gotta be this many crew members. Pick up that one. We still have 6, and then it has shield, 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 shield. This actually makes this kind of weaker right there, but this would cover this like this. I'm wondering, instead of that way, what if we did this? And then put the armor back in? Ah, oh well. Okay, and then this can be the purple, and then they can supply, but I don't have a door there. Huh. I don't know if I like that. It looks very funny. Give it a shot. Okay, this can be shields. These can be dedicated to these. Save the ship. 2.2. I know we still have 6 more command points, I think. Yeah, 6 more command points. Technically, I could add even more. That's another downfall of this ship, is it's semi-rams into here, but at least that didn't go down. These shields are not protected as well anymore, but they're still layer stacking decent. I'm checking to make sure there's enough power coming to the shield so they come back up. That's why I'm watching this spot specifically. Okay, part of my problem with this ship and this ship is these right here. The disruptors they're not peeling off the shields fast enough, and mining lasers don't do enough damage to rip off the shields. Mining lasers do great versus armor, but you can see right here the shield damage, not so great. I mean, if it's focused. If the mining lasers are focused, but the AI does some silly things with it. As you can see, the AI keeps shooting at different shields. But it is living longer right here with the extra shields. We can place 2 more shields in with the 6. I need to know where I want to put it, though. So let's think about this a little bit more. Where are we putting the last 2 small shields? It makes little to no sense to do that. That's not going to help. That's the armor front like this. This would technically help with that too. But really, this should be back 1. I don't know. Let's see what happens if we do this. Did we just ruin it? Chances are high. Let's layer stack this armor in there like this. And then this crew is definitely not enough to support that many shields, but we should do that. Those guys are supporting the back ones. These are supporting those 3. Make sure this is not on like that. We'll do 2.3. Not interested to see how that will work. Nope, just blew right through that one. It's an interesting concept, but if they have a ship with these 4 deck cannons, those 2 extra shields, that many more, is actually makes it worse. So go back to 2.2. Too much surface area to cover. This is going to be enough. If they have to walk up there, then it's too long for them to build the shields back up. Even this is a little bit iffy with the amount of time it takes. It still helps them because they got in between the burst damage, so the shields still come back up. Yeah, that's better than adding those other extra shields. 22. So where to put the last 2 6 points in command points? I'm thinking 2 more disruptors. Thinking 4 disruptors is not enough. Oh, it actually ripped through this one. Yeah, if it was controlling this ship, it actually can get to here, and then it could probably go all the way to there before that blows up. I'm thinking this needs disruptors. 2 more. So instead of this, there'd be disruptor. Disruptor. I'll let the mining lasers do the damage. I still like 4 and 4 though. Or we can peel off point defenses. Point defenses work great against the missiles though. This can be a triangle. That looks kind of funny, but that's okay. We're at 102 crew. And where to put it? Where to put it? See how that does it. Get those dedications back in. 2.2, this is going to be 2.3. Yeah, we're getting ready 2.3. I didn't like the 2.3 one before. 2.3. You're almost to the point of having full barracks. Proper it is for the front and for the back. This is true. But we're trying to creep the crew down just to the bare minimum. That was the thing that I always ran into most on the Grand Admiral, No Pause Grand Admiral Engage. Crew is always the biggest issue. Now that we have disruptors, and they're shooting at really weird angles. But 2 more extra disruptors should be able to rip off all these shields, which is doing very nicely on that side. Yes, it doesn't have power, but that's okay when it does get power. And they're not shooting at the disruptors, which is good. disruptors. So all 3 disruptors. So you have 6 disruptors, not all the time because of the placement of that one. I need to move this forward and then move the laser back. Because of the crew cost, because I have bare minimum crew to run this ship, but that's on purpose. This should be this way, and this should be a laser. And then this can be a walkway. And this. Then too many doors. Get rid of this one door. In. Then redo the dedications. Resave 2.3. Redo that one more time. Now the 6 disruptors should constantly fire. The lasers are just the extra damage. It's not meant to always be on. But the disruptors, because of the placement, because the blue guys are closer to the reactor, they get supplied first because it's the same number. So what should happen here, if we don't lose the entire section what we just did, and then that's the angle that it hits it at. Yeah, this cannon ship with just the one control room, 150 crew, so 48 more crew members. But you can see far more protected with shields. It doesn't have anything else on it. It's just a straight damaging ship. But as long as it can stay in the proper angles. And then this right here, I can see is it's having issues. Because this ship always has attack defaults are much closer on purpose. It's meant to be up close and personal. Okay, all 3 disruptors are still firing. We just lost this side. This side's still firing. So it did peel off the shields good. But we might just stick with 2.2. It's better to have the extra tiny little laser damage to hit. Yeah, this 4 deck cannon one, because it's 2 separate ships, and we have 3 disruptors, and a front-to-front battle, this one still, and it has ramming ability, which is what it's meant to do, and it's got good maneuverability. But this is the ship I want to beat. Cost is almost the same, but crew-wise it's very different. But I still want to keep it around the 100 crew, and this one's the 150 because it needs 4 people for each one of these deck cannons to man them, and then people to supply those deck cannons with ammo in order for the deck cannons to even be effective. Where this one just requires the 1 person for the mining laser, so a lot less crew. But the amount of shields, see how these are layer stacked better? This head armor right here is what I want to put on this ship. Because I layer stack these shields, because these shields, the way that they're stacked, it can withstand nuke barrages. Like, you can get hit by nukes, and the way that these shields are designed, with the layer stack, it can actually stop and tank nukes sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Which is better than this one, where if the nukes just land right here, I'm pretty sure it's just going to rip it all apart. But the nice thing is, if I was controlling this ship right here, you see, all I gotta do is target this, and it would have ripped it right down the middle. Because mining lasers destroy armor. See right here, it just eats the armor super quick. But it doesn't eat shields very well. In fact, it actually did just beat that one. 1 out of many, many battles. It's still impressive. I'm liking mining laser ship actually a decent amount. And what would be really neat is, I know people said ion beams, is we take the mining laser, this section right here, and then we build the front of the ship and we make it with ion, some kind of ion beam ship. So you have mining lasers in the back and then ion beams in the front. Replace some of the stuff to get ion beams. It's an interesting idea and thought process. I really never thought mining lasers would do what it's doing here. which is kind of neat. This is a neat ship to be playing with in the actual game. I don't really like this wing armor right here and this design. I want to fix it some way. I just haven't thought of how to place it. Because these right here are catching. But I don't want to leave it fully exposed either. So, I don't like this. But what we can do is we can actually make this lighter too. This can be lighter this way. That adds a little bit of protection this way. That makes it a little bit lighter. That's a triangle in. Smooth that out. This one, I actually want to smooth this edge out too. And this can be a 2 or that way it's a little bit less catching. It actually looks a little bit better. And this can be a 3er. Here. Oh. This is 2.3. I didn't want to keep 2.3. What am I gonna do? Maybe the disruptors are better. We got the mining lasers. Disruptors are gonna help rip it all off. We'll go to 2.4. 3 disruptors. 3 disruptors are gonna be better than just 2. Especially when we run into shields or other things. A little bit less damage without the little tiny lasers, but I think this will be a little bit better. It looks funny and odd. It works. Won't work right there for the burst damage, but it works. Yeah. It will work for now. I think that's pretty good. Alright, I need to start packing up, get ready to pick up my kids, so if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. Helps to push out this content to other people, bring awareness to it. If you like, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, especially what you don't like so that I can improve and make better content. If you have not already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. Come back once a week, once a month. Check out what content I have. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Catch you in the next one.